Melissa Joan Marcus? I don't know what it said. Melissa Joan Hart as Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That in on movies like this, they always have like a pet fish that they never like interact with. It's just like sort of as decoration. I didn't know Salem was British at first. I guess the live action series voice actor for Salem was so iconic, but yeah, he used to be British. I appreciate the Netflix series changing it, where like Sabrina was raised with magic. She was still really ignorant though of a lot of stuff, but like she was still raised with magic. Because like in the original series, they didn't tell her anything until she was 16, and it was apparently like the law, like their society's law. Like if they told her, she would have like gotten a strike. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you want someone with that much power being ignorant? In the original series, does she live in Riverdale? Because she moved to Riverdale from Massachusetts in this movie, in the first Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie. But I don't think in the series, the live action series, I don't think she lives in Riverdale. Which is interesting. I guess the Sabrina the Teenage Witch comics have always been like intertwined with Archie for a while. I hate in movies like her Aunt Zelda just stole the plate from under her. She just sat down. She grabbed a plain piece of toast. I think it was just bread. I don't think it was toast. And Zelda was like, "You gotta go. You're late for school." Like, let her take a plate to go. They have all this fruit. It's like they have wine glasses filled with orange juice. Like, let her. If she's already late, she's gonna be late. Let her have some food. Also, what do you mean you've been going to this school for 3 months and you still don't know the schedule? Because she said she's been there for 3 months. She's moved to Riverdale for 3 months. So it's like, what are you doing, babe? Be more responsible. You're almost 16. I think the conflict of the movie is just going to be the same thing as the series, where she finds out she has powers and she abuses them. She learns to love herself for the 20th time. She loses her friendship, she gains them, and then she ends up dating Harvey. So I just checked it. The Marnie, Sabrina's best friend in this movie, is also her best friend in the first season of the series. And that's why she looks familiar to me. She has that really distinct voice. It's like kind of soft, but also like kind of smokery, you know? Like husky. It was cool that I recognized her. If you ever want to see a young Ryan Reynolds, all you gotta do is watch this movie. He plays Seth, Sabrina's crush. He's like a popular jock at the school. This is before he developed that Ryan Reynolds voice. Literally the season before this, she was talking about breaking up with him, and then the next scene, very abruptly, they're just broken up. And that's something else about these old movies. Scene transitions suck. I don't know why, it just sucks. For some reason, the popular girl, Katie, and Seth's, the popular boy, the boy has a crush on his ex-girlfriend, Katie, she has it out for Sabrina, which doesn't make any sense because they haven't met yet. She's walked into this birthday party. Her ex-boyfriend's there, so yeah, she followed to go to see him. And then he wasn't flirting with anyone. Him and Sabrina did talk earlier, but they were just talking for like 2 minutes. They had 2 sentences together. And then they've gone apart and they're playing pin the tail on the donkey. Okay, whatever. She's trying to play. Katie interrupts. It's like, you're way off. And like, it's in her way. And Sabrina's like, yo, can you move? I'm trying to play this game. And then Katie's like being catty. But she has no motivation to be catty right now. I guess everyone knows Sabrina has a crush on Seth, but if he's like the popular boy, don't most of the girls have crushes on him? So it's like she's just singling out Sabrina for some reason that doesn't even make sense. It's up to her birthday party, some random sophomore's birthday party, and you're like being kind. You didn't even bring a present. You just showed up because your boyfriend was there, and he just showed up because he was bored because you guys broke up. And then it's like, oh, I know she wants him. It's like, he's a popular boy. Everyone wants him. This whole reason why you have him. Because you know everyone else wants him. I assume. It's so contrived. This whole, like, they can't know they're witches until they're 16. That makes the parents, like, basically abandon their kids for, like, a couple months. At least 3 months from Sabrina's point of view. But it's like, she can't even talk to them. Like, so what? Is the witch community just like, we gotta abandon our kids before they turn 16? Because it's like good training. So she's opening her birthday present that she's not supposed to open until under the full moon after her 16th birthday party. But she opened it. And then, like, magic flew out. Does that mean she's in trouble with the Witches' Council? Is this gonna come back up later in the movie? I would use magic to steal. This is what I would do. Use magic to steal. She said, I wish this was cheaper. And then the $85 swimsuit turned into $15. So I think they're at a country club and not Katie's, like, house. But it's funny as hell because it's a pool party for the track team, for, like, the sports team. But they have, like, these hors d'oeuvres being carried by, like, buff guys in unitards with white bows on them. Which is a very interesting thing for a teenager to do, because she's still a senior. She's like 17. So it's like, what is that for, dude? But also it's like, I don't think, it might be her house. It might just be her house. But I swear it gives like country club vibes. Like the way the house is built, and then like the area around it is like fenced off and stuff. So Katie puts wax on the diving board so that when Sabrina goes up there for the diving competition, she's gonna go first. She'll fall and make a fool of herself. But that's actually really bad. It's like really dangerous. My older sister, she fell off a diving board wrong and she skinned like her whole leg. It was really bad. So it's actually really dangerous and she could have killed her. Especially if she like fell on her back and hit her too hard. To combat like the sprayed wax on the diving board, she did like a front flip over the wax and then jumped off. She could have just stepped over it. But she's not going up against Katie. Marnie, her best friend, is like, hey, you shouldn't go up against Caitlin Marsh. She's a senior. It's dangerous, you know, because we're sophomore. We're at the bottom of the caste system that is high school, I suppose, in this universe. But it's like, they have no reason to be like at war. Nothing's happened. It's not like Sabrina's flirting with Seth. They've had one conversation. I don't think it's 2 yet. This is all contrived bullshit. Katie's just picking on her because Sabrina's blonde and pretty, I guess. So like Seth hasn't even acted like he likes her. He hasn't even pretended to like her to like make Katie jealous. He's just going about his day. So Sabrina walks through this wooden cabinet in her bedroom into another realm, I think, the witch's realm, magical realm, where she sees her aunts, and they're like, you're a witch, here's your spell book, good luck. They don't really talk to her, they don't tell her anything. It's just sort of like, you're magic now, hooray. She opens the book under the full moon. The book is now written in. It's not just blank. Parents had to leave you with us because it's our culture that when a witch turns 16, when a witch is about to turn 16, she has to go to a trainers, which Zelda and Hilda are, to learn how to be a witch. So that they'll guide them. I don't know why their parents can't, but it's like the law. And Salem is a familiar. I guess he's not a cursed man anymore. And they said the ancient book. They didn't say it was specifically the family grimoire. They said, oh, it's an old book. Zelda has powerful magic. She rewrote time in a way that Sabrina never embarrassed herself at the swimming party. She never embarrassed herself in front of everyone. She didn't say anything about that. The way everyone else remembers is that Sabrina was there for 10 minutes, she got sick, and she had to leave. That's how everyone else remembers it. So Katie never, did anything. Technically, Katie never did anything to her. Why is she writing down, I guess in public you can be like, oh, they're just poems. No one's gonna be like, oh, you're writing down spells. That's not gonna be anyone's first thought. Witch for like 12 hours and she immediately tried a love spell. Like immediately, she hasn't even talked to him yet. Just go flirt with him. Her first instinct was like, I'm gonna use magic. Like just flirt with him. He's not dating. He's single. He's free. She's cute. You can probably get in somewhere. So they said they're trainers. They're not doing a lot of training. They didn't give her any rules. The Great Witches Council, they came together, all the witches, they're like, a love spell's wrong. None of us, no witch is gonna cast any more love spells. That's a law. That's a law in their world. Tell me why. Sabrina's like, what's the point of being a witch if I can't have some random white boy be in love with me whenever I want? Why can't I snap my fingers and whatever I want? She has the universe at her fingertips. And she's obsessing over this one popular boy she had 5-worded conversation with. It's true. It's probably what a lot of people would do. They'd be like, oh, I have everything, but I can't have that one thing. There's one limitation. Their science teacher's a really weird guy, and he just called out Sabrina. I think he might be a witch hunter. I think that's how they're gonna go in the show. In the movie, at least. Because he's talking about witches for, like, no reason. But also, for a science teacher, he should be like, he said, we'll never know if she really did cause that storm, if she really truly was a witch. It's like, no, you're a science teacher. You should be like, she's not a witch. You should be like, dead fast, she's not a witch, because witches aren't real, because I'm a science teacher, and that's all I know as far as I'm aware. Sabrina gave Katie, the mean girl, a big zit. Zelda and Hilda aren't good teachers. Like, just be confident and jump. Like, that's not helpful. Tell her how it works. She spells her shoes so that she can win the race, so she can get Seth's attention, get Ryan Reynolds' attention. Cheating in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Not cheating. They have no morals. None of the witches have morals. And it makes them, I remember watching the series a lot, and I was like, it's really hard to root for them. Because they will fuck anyone over for like the slightest win. Like, they're good witches. Can you hear the quotation marks in there? They're good witches, but they do regularly mess up mortals' lives. They mess up, like they take advantage of their powers all the time, which, fair, a lot of magic. But, like, and the rules they do have are, like, you just can't, like, take over a country. And you can't, like, you can't, like, make someone love you. Which I think is good. I think that's a good line to have. I hate how in other, like, magic shows, they sort of normalize love potions. When really, in real life, a love potion would be very, like, rapey. It's like you're forcing this person to have feelings for you that they wouldn't have naturally to take advantage of them. Like, when the love spell wears off, they'd feel, like, violated, wouldn't they? So I'm happy they have that line. But, like, they still, it's like she didn't deserve to win this race. She didn't train, she didn't try out. She used magic. She took advantage of the power she's had over other people to win. Like, this matters a lot to Katie. Katie's clearly a good athlete. She's very dedicated, at least. So Katie saw Sabrina's magic shoes. So Katie now knows something. And I think the teacher, her science teacher, knows something too. I don't know what exactly, but I don't think Sabrina's good at keeping this secret. They're relying on Salem, a notoriously bad character, to tell Sabrina the rules of the magic world. They are the trainers. Zelda and Hilda said themselves, they are the trainers. They haven't told her anything. They said, you didn't read the book? They didn't tell her to read the book. They said, this is a book. Here it is. She looked through it. She hasn't read anything. She's looked through it. And it's like, she could be turned into a cat for 90 years. And the Salem of this movie is a human. He was a human turned into a cat because he used magic to make a mortal fall in love with him. That makes Salem a little more sketchy. Gives him a weird vibe. In this movie, though, I much prefer him being a colonizer than he was in the series. Or he was a dictator. I guess same difference. Maybe not. but she also doesn't know Seth. I also hate this in teenage movies when the teenager's like, the main character's like, I know this random popular character who I've never talked with and I never met to her. She's very clearly dedicated. Sabrina's also doing it though. Also, like, she's not using magic anymore, which is a good thing. So Zelda uses her witch powers to read Harvey's mind. Wouldn't recommend on a teenage boy. Not a good idea, not a high school teenage boy. But she finds out Harvey's into Sabrina. Got the magic from her shoes, so now she's completely alone. I think she's gonna try and win this by herself. But there's no way she wins this. Katie's been training, she's a senior. Katie's been training for a while. Sabrina used to be a diver at her old school. So she's like an athlete, but completely different, swimming, diving, and like track. But won the javelin throw and Katie won the 100-meter round. Funny because the javelin throw at the beginning of the movie, Marnie was like, oh, the javelin throw is 100% Katie's thing. She's always good at it and no one ever takes it from her. And now they're doing a marathon, I believe. Not a marathon. What's it called when like the... No, I think it's just a one circle track thing. Katie just knocked her out of the fucking circle. Katie pushed her out of the thing, and then Sabrina used magic to get back ahead. Which honestly, you know what, that's fair. If Katie wants to play dirty, I'd play dirty too. I wouldn't date Seth though after this. I'd be like, you know what, since I used magic, I just lost the right. I'll find another cute white boy, okay? I know he's Ryan Reynolds, but like, it's not worth being turned into an animal. So Seth asked out the winner of the All City, which was Sabrina. He's not even wearing a suit. She's all dressed up. He's wearing fucking, I guess it's a dress shirt and a white dress shirt and white pants. But that is true. Hockey is much tougher than football. But both will give them brain damages. Oh, they're worried that Sabrina's gonna turn into a cat because she used magic to get Seth's affection, which I don't even think she has Seth's affection. He seems very into himself. He's a lot like Katie. I think they're just like mirrors. Okay, so it's a silver and white themed party. I was about to say, I was really about to go off on his ass. But he's still not wearing a suit. Just like white pants and up. But I guess that's enough for dudes. Yeah, Seth just left her alone in the middle of the dance floor. Not in the middle of the dance floor, to the side. But it's a high school dance, so it's like everywhere. He's just talking to his friends. To get her something. He's like, can you give me a root beer? She said, sure. Yeah, it's not like a gentleman. He's not nice. He doesn't really like her. It's obvious. I think she just likes him because he's popular. Which is fair. That's what a lot of people do in high school. Katie's sneaking around. Oh, she's gonna break into Sabrina's locker. She brought a fucking crowbar because that's not suspicious. There's also cameras. This is obviously a rich high school. So they can see, I guess she's also probably rich. So she probably just like buy them off. She left her spell book in her high school locker. She left the ancient spell book. And now a mortal has it. I hate teenage magic movies. I hate them. So Katie threatens Sabrina. She's gonna tell everyone she's a witch. Sabrina does this smart thing, I think. It's just like, yeah, I'm a witch. She says sarcastically, like, blah, 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 and your little dog, too. And Katie's like, you really are a witch. It's like, I think, even if Katie told anyone, it's so easy to play dumb with this, because it's like, yeah, I bought that at an antique shop. It's a fake witch book. There's no actual spells in it. And like, what? You think the coach is gonna believe her? You think the all city officials gonna be like, yeah, she's a witch, we gotta take back the trophy we gave her? Like, no. People are gonna think Katie's weird, and they're gonna be like, wow, she's obsessed with Sabrina, right? That's what they're gonna think. No one's gonna be on Katie's side. But Sabrina panics and turns Katie into a poodle. Also a good strategy. She put her spell book back in her locker, which I think was a dumb move. And then Seth's like, let's leave the party. He's like, let's know each other a little better. It's like, he's totally gonna try and make a move on you. Harvey steals some girl's bike with no enthusiasm. And he rides off to save Sabrina from Seth because they went to Lookout Point. I guess it's like the local makeout spot. And I guess Sabrina's only been there for like 3 months. She might not know about it. They're sort of looking out. Awkward. There's an ad. She's sitting in a car talking. He touches her shoulder. We need a little more action, huh? It's like, shut up. So Sabrina leaves the car because Seth is obviously a sleazeball who just wants to hook up. The witch, she can fly. I like that. She casts a spell that blows up his car. Metaphorically, just a lot of smoke came out. I think she blew his engine. Honestly, he deserves it. So Harvey came to save her, but she didn't need to be saved. I think this is when he's gonna confess. If Harvey doesn't fucking confess right now, I'm gonna be so pissed. She's like, I've been a real idiot. He's like, it's okay, don't be too hard on yourself. She's like, friends? And he's like, yeah, friends. Because he doesn't want to be friends with her. He's in love with her. So they dance in this middle of like child's park. It's like just a grassy area with a couple trees. And then she starts flying. He opens his eyes. He can see this. They're flying and he can see. I guess he just thinks it's like a hallucination. He's like, oh, I'm so in love. I feel weightless. That kind of thing. Her science teacher sees them float down. I really thought he was gonna be like a witch hunter. I guess the only conflict was Katie, I guess, but she didn't even turn out to be a conflict. So that's kind of boring. They get back to the dance by like dancing and flying. I wonder if she's gonna fly on the broomstick before the movie ends. I feel like that's a missed opportunity not to. There's a bunch of dogs for some reason. I think they were chasing a poodle. I think, is she not gonna change Katie back? Katie's a poodle now, by the way, if I didn't mention that earlier. Yeah, Katie's just running around. Oh, there she is. She's changed back. Her clothes are ripped. She had a horrible time. Katie and Seth get back together. It looks like Katie was attacked a lot as a poodle. And then Zelda and Hilda were watching from the magical realm. The magical realm is just like a rocky beach with like some fires. So that's not very magical. I know Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the cartoon series you can watch on YouTube. And then I know it from the live action series with Melissa Joan Hart, who's also in this movie. So I think this movie came first, and then the live action series. And then I think maybe there was a couple more movies after. During like the series, I think there was like a couple hour-long episodes or something. I feel like this movie was definitely like a test. And then once the series came out, they definitely workshopped the lore and the motivations. Because there's a lot of similarities, because of course there is. But there also is like still gotta draw it though. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. Bye.